It was the year 1865. The American Civil War, a conflict that had torn the nation apart, was finally drawing to a close. But as the smoke cleared from the battlefields, a new mystery was just beginning. Somewhere in the chaos of a collapsing nation, millions of dollars in gold vanished. It wasn't stolen from banks in a daring heist, nor was it plundered by opportunistic thieves. It simply disappeared, as if into thin air. Tonight, we journey back into the hidden pages of America's past, peeling back the layers of time to uncover one of its most enduring enigmas, the lost Confederate gold. We'll explore where it went, why it vanished, and why, even today, it continues to haunt the imaginations of treasure hunters and historians alike. When the Confederacy collapsed, its government was in disarray. Desperate to preserve their wealth, officials loaded trains and wagons with treasury gold, sending them away from the rapidly advancing Union armies. The plan was simple: get the gold to a safe location, perhaps to fund a new government in exile or to be distributed among the soldiers. But of the many shipments that departed from cities like Richmond, only a few ever reached their intended destinations. What happened to the rest? Rumors began to swirl almost immediately, painting a tantalizing picture of buried treasure and sunken fortunes. Some whispered of gold buried in secret caches along forgotten trails, its location marked only on cryptic maps. Others spoke of wagons pushed into deep rivers or swamps to hide them from enemy patrols, their precious cargo now resting in a watery grave. And then there were the tales of gold hidden in plain sight, disguised or secreted away in places no one would ever think to look. One of the most famous legends centers on a man named George Trenholm, the Confederate Treasury Secretary. As Richmond fell, Trenholm was said to have overseen a massive shipment of gold and silver, estimated to be worth millions. The treasure was loaded onto a train, but its journey is shrouded in mystery. Some accounts claim it was ambushed, and the gold seized by Union soldiers. Others suggest it was successfully hidden by loyal Confederates. A compelling piece of this puzzle lies in the story of a group of Confederate cavalrymen who were tasked with guarding a portion of the treasure. Legend has it they buried the gold near Washington, Georgia, intending to come back for it later. But as the years passed, the men who knew the location either died or disappeared, taking the secret with them to their graves. To this day, treasure hunters scour the fields and forests of Georgia, armed with metal detectors and old maps, all hoping to be the one to finally unearth this legendary hoard. But the Georgia legend is just one thread in a much larger tapestry of mystery. Let's travel down to Florida, where another fascinating tale takes root. Near the end of the war, a Confederate cabinet member named Judah P. Benjamin fled the country. He traveled through Florida, and local lore insists he was carrying a substantial amount of gold with him. The story goes that, while being pursued, he was forced to bury the treasure somewhere in the dense swamps of the Florida Panhandle before making his escape to England. For over a century, people have searched the Gamble Plantation Historic State Park, Benjamin's last known stop in the Confederacy, hoping to find a clue. Was the gold buried on the property, or was it sunk in a nearby river? The land holds its secrets tightly, and despite countless searches, the Florida treasure remains as elusive as ever. Then there's the incredible story of the Knights of the Golden Circle, a secret society that supported the Confederacy. This organization was rumored to have amassed a vast fortune through various means, with the goal of funding a second civil war. Their members were said to have hidden caches of gold all across the southern and western United States, from Texas to Missouri. These KGC caches were supposedly marked with a complex system of cryptic symbols carved into rocks and trees. Modern-day treasure hunters, calling themselves KGC researchers, spend their lives trying to decipher these codes. They believe that these aren't just random markings, but a sophisticated map leading to billions in lost treasure. While many mainstream historians dismiss these claims as folklore, the allure of a secret society's hidden fortune is too powerful for many to ignore. The search for KGC gold is a subculture all its own, filled with dedicated individuals who believe they are on the verge of the biggest discovery in American history. The mystery deepens when we consider the possibility of sunken treasure. A significant portion of the Confederate assets was transported by water. One of the most intriguing legends involves the steamship *SS Republic*, which sank in a hurricane off the coast of Georgia in 1865. While it was a civilian vessel, it was known to be carrying a large amount of gold and silver coins. In 2003, A deep-sea exploration company, Odyssey Marine Exploration, located the shipwreck. They recovered over 51,000 coins and 14,000 artifacts, a staggering find valued at an estimated $75 million. But here is the question that keeps historians and treasure hunters up at night. Was this the asterisk, lost Confederate gold, or was it just a private shipment? Some researchers believe that other, still undiscovered shipwrecks hold the key to the missing treasury. Somewhere on the ocean floor, resting in the silent darkness, could be a ship whose hold contains the wealth of a fallen nation. So, with all these stories, why hasn't more of the gold been found? There are several logical explanations. First, much of the gold may have been spent. The final days of the Confederacy were chaotic, and the government had to pay soldiers and buy supplies. It's highly probable that a significant portion of the treasury was simply dispersed and entered circulation, its origins lost to time. Secondly, many of the hiding places may have been compromised. The people who buried the gold might have returned for it later, quietly and without fanfare. Or the caches could have been discovered by accident over the years by farmers plowing their fields or by developers clearing land, with the finders choosing to keep their discovery a secret to avoid legal complications and taxes. And finally, we must consider that many of the stories are just that, stories. Over 150 years, legends can grow and become embellished, transforming a small amount of hidden money into a vast, mythical treasure. The line between historical fact and romantic folklore has become incredibly blurred. Yet, the search continues. It's driven by more than just the promise of wealth. For many, it's about connecting with a pivotal moment in American history. It's the thrill of the hunt, the intellectual challenge of solving a puzzle that has stumped generations. Modern technology has given today's treasure hunters tools the old-timers could only dream of: ground-penetrating radar, advanced metal detectors, and satellite imagery. These tools allow them to peer beneath the earth and analyze landscapes in ways that were previously impossible. Researchers pore over old diaries, letters, and military records, searching for a forgotten clue, a single sentence that might point them in the right direction. The community is a mix of serious historians, weekend hobbyists, and dedicated professionals, all united by a common obsession. They share theories on online forums, collaborate on expeditions, and keep the legends alive for a new generation. The legacy of the lost Confederate gold is a testament to the power of mystery. It represents a final, unanswered question from a war that defined a nation. Was it a coordinated effort to hide the wealth of the South, or a series of disparate, chaotic acts in the face of defeat? Is there still a vast, consolidated treasure waiting to be found, or is it scattered in countless small caches, sunken ships, and the pockets of private citizens? Perhaps the true treasure isn't the gold itself, but the stories it has inspired. These tales of secret societies, buried chests, and sunken ships have become a part of American folklore, a romantic and adventurous chapter in an otherwise dark period of our history. They remind us that even when the history books are written, there are still pages left to be discovered, secrets waiting just beneath the surface. The search for the lost Confederate gold is a journey into the heart of a national myth. It's a story of hope, greed, and the enduring allure of the unknown. As long as there are old maps to be found and mysterious symbols carved into rocks, the hunt will go on. And with every shovel of dirt turned, every sonar ping in the deep ocean, the question remains: will we ever solve the last great mystery of the Civil War? The answer, like the gold itself, is still out there, waiting to be found. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the past. If you enjoyed this exploration of one of America's greatest unsolved mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history's hidden stories. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you have a favorite theory about the lost gold? Until next time, keep questioning.